I'm right back with another video. It's 12:21 p.m. It is January 14th. I think it's Tuesday. Yeah, I think it's Tuesday. I only stepped out for a little bit today. Had to get some stuff out of my garage. And so I decided to make this little video here. Kind of tell you what's going on with me, what's going on in my mind and stuff. So, as you know, I've been put out of a job for reasons that were, I think, are frivolous, stupid reasons. But he said, his business was closing, but, I don't believe that. I resent being put in that job in the first place, But anyway, so I'm trying to figure out what I'm going to do. Like I said, I've dealt with this particular entourage. When you get put in these, forced networks, they are a nightmare because, you don't want to be a part of that network. You don't want to be a part of that network. And you explain to them that you don't want to be a part of that network, but they insist that you're going to be a part of that network. So they do all this little weird stuff, and it really throws you off, and then they throw me out of my field, which is fine at this point. But the thing is that, I need to get back on my feet. And so, I can't make, the world or the universe shift, just at my command. It'd be wonderful if I could. If I could, just instantly materialize something. If that was the case, then I would materialize, enough money so that I could live off of the rest of my life, so I wouldn't have to worry about this, right? But anyway, so anyway, I'm thinking of making this video, and so of course, I'm looking for work, and so I think when you are in a transition, like when some people get booted out of their fields, okay, it's illegal, but it happens, okay. So what do? You keep. I think a lot of times, you stage your case, which is what I did many times in these particular videos. And then, you realize, well, the world is unfair. So I understand this every day. My eyes are open to this reality. And so, you move on. So I'm moving on. So I keep my options open. Some people will say, well, you should have a firm destination in mind. Well, for all the 20-something years that I've been working in the same sort of line of work, that's all I knew. And I was figuring I would be doing that for the rest of my life. I didn't think about anything else, really. I mean, because that was just like, that's what I do, and that's what I did, and that's what I was always going to do. And sometimes, you don't you can never be ready or even expect something like that to happen, because everything, based on logic, reasons, and even the law, says that that's not supposed to happen. You know what I mean? But it does happen, okay? Things like this happen. So, some people will say, well, then what do you want to do now? And what I want to do now is I just want to kind of tap into things that I understand or know, things that I've done maybe way in the past. Like I know when I was younger, I think my first job, I started off in a restaurant. I worked in a restaurant. I don't wait. I'm not a waitress or anything like that. I never wanted to do that. I did when I was younger. I was a hostess for a while, and I didn't like it. I didn't like it at all. I'm somebody who prefers to be like either standing at a register just collecting things or just getting it, pushing things forward is more what I'm used to doing. And it's easiest for me, but that's what I was doing. Okay, so I started off at work in a record. I was like, when I was 17 years old. Does that even count? I don't think so. But anyway, I've done that kind of work, and then it's always been like either cashiering, either for restaurants or retail outlets or whatever, retail stores or something. So that's what I know. I mean, I don't know anything else really. That's it. So I have to keep my options open. You know what I mean? Because I don't know how to do anything else. I really don't. It's always been something along those lines. I do remember working in a convalescent hospital when I was younger, and I was thinking, no, I can't do that. I can't. So, I just have to keep my options open. Yesterday, somebody called me, and they wanted me to come down and fill an application. Now, I personally think, I think it's kind of like fishy, and really, I don't really want to do that anymore. If somebody wants me to come down and get an application, I won't be doing that anymore. Only because, I don't have the money to, be driving here, there, and everywhere to waste my time. But I did turn it in. And so, I always believe if you read any professional magazines, when you go into a prospective employer's office, you're supposed to dress somewhat professionally. So I did wear, slacks and, oh, it's warm in here. I did wear slacks and I wore, a jacket and what do you call it, a shell or whatever. And of course, the issue is what is he going to do with your hair, right? So I wasn't even expecting to leave the house yesterday. So, I slicked my hair back and put the little bun in my hair, and so I kept thinking, my goodness, because I understand, like when you're dealing with work issues, you're constantly being monitored through employment issues or companies or whatever. And it's like, I can only do the best I can do. You know what I mean? So I'm thinking, okay, well, obviously that hair, the longer hair, is disruptive to some people. Some people get offended. Some people think I'm doing things, with some sort of intention. So I'm like, what? I'm going to stay safe. See, now my hair is pulled back here, but you see these little pieces? They're everywhere. So the only thing I can do is use like gel to slip it back and then hold the bun to keep all these little tiny pieces hidden. It is a wonderful way of grooming. So that's what I did yesterday, and I looked rather professional. And so I, turned in my application, then I came home. I don't remember what I did after that, but whatever. So, the thing is that I think my family, my ex-blood relations or whatever, they do a lot of kidding. They think that, or they make up stories and say things like, I don't think they understood why I was wearing, a wig before I started talking about these on my videos. But I started wearing wigs back in 2006 or so when I was working at the news station. And I've been doing that off and on for a very long time because of my hair issues. Yes, my hair does grow, but it breaks out as soon as it grows, or it's got a lot of hair damage. I like the sunlight, but it's kind of warm in here, but it breaks out a lot, So you don't really see my hair really growing. You'll see my bangs grow. Like a few years ago, my bangs were up here. Now they grow fine. But my back of my hair really does have a lot of issues, okay? It has a lot of weird issues to it. So I do the best I can when it comes to grooming. And so you get these people, they like to gossip and stuff. And I personally think that when you make up things or you point out people, you're singling them out for forms of harassment. Because it's a form of harassment. When hey, I'm going to give you a job, or I'm going to give you a job after. I don't know what's going to happen with that job, and I don't really know, okay? And really, it doesn't matter. But the thing is that I don't want to be, I'm not interested in playing games. I'm really not. I don't have time to play games. I need to figure what I'm going to do so I can get on with my life. And so, I won't have a retirement. I won't have any of this stuff, that I thought I was going to be able to have. And I want to clarify something really quick, because some people, I know when somebody such as myself grooms, and I groom. There's nothing you're supposed to groom. I'm not going to apologize for that, okay? But because of the fake hair, which I believe is important in order to have a professional appearance, okay? Which I think is important. Okay, and no, I do not believe that my appearance, my professional appearance, is somehow going to be more important than my actual performance. I have never thought that, ever. It's just that I personally think, and any person will tell you, or any person who is going to tell you, like a job agent or whatever, they're going to tell you to dress professionally for the job, okay? Depending on what it is, okay? So, yeah, it's really warm. Hang on. Ooh, okay. So they're gonna tell you to do that. They're gonna tell you to do that, okay? Depending on what kind of job you have, and however professional it is, and it's gonna be determined based on that. I don't believe that it's the most important thing. It's not the deal breaker. I never thought that. But when you get a lot of people who want to compete against you, a lot of gossiping type people, this is the sort of stuff that they're gonna say. Because it's like this competition that you didn't want to play. So they're going to sit there and say things like, well, I remember there was a girl when I was younger, and she was, I think I mentioned her before, but she was like a mixture of Filipino, black and white, and she was, relatively nice looking woman. And she was a hard worker. She was a very hard worker. And, she had dealt with a lot of stuff. And I know that people, because of that, when people got nitpicky or a little jealous or whatever, they would always say things about her that weren't true. Now, I'm not going to sit here and try to fight or try to live my life, based off what other people say. Okay, there's a lot going against me when it comes to entering into the workforce. Okay, number one, I am a black woman. Okay, I'm a minority. Okay, so anytime you're dealing with being a minority, you are already what they are called under a protective class, meaning that when it comes to the workplace, they understand discrimination. That's why when we have laws, I love the laws. Okay, laws are here because laws are to protect us from the actions of man, which is the natural actions or actions of man. Okay, you're different. Okay, I know that I'm different. Okay, I'm different no matter what my hair looks like, whether I'm wearing a big fro, whether I'm wearing a partial wig, whether I'm slicking it back and putting a ponytail in there, or whatever I do with my hair. Okay, I'm different. My skin color is different. I can't change that. That's the biggest organ we have in our body, okay, and it's on the outside of us. Okay, so when I go in for a job interview, the first thing they're going to notice, not even so much my hair, they're going to notice my skin. Okay, so I don't need any of this extra pointing out this type stuff, okay? I am not, I have never used or thought or tried to use, looks or anything to try to get any sort of competitive edge. Okay, I would like to say that, let's go back to my first accounting job. My first accounting job, I had a female boss, okay, and she was a female. Okay, so if I was, and I don't believe any of my female bosses were gay. Okay, so if I was trying to use that to get any sort of advantage, I would be wasting my time. Okay, now bring it, and then well, let's go back to some of the jobs that I've had here. I worked at the news station. My immediate supervisor, not my boss, like the main boss, okay, because he was like, the head honcho. He was like the GM, okay. I didn't work under him. I did things for him, but my main person who was evaluating me, who was watching me, who was doing all this stuff, who I worked alongside of, was a woman, okay, and she was not a lesbian. Meaning that, so, me, if I was trying to be cute for a woman, I was wasting my time. Then after I left the news station, I moved, I worked for Organized Sports, okay, another woman, okay, but she was a very crass woman, okay, a very discriminating woman, meaning not necessarily related to my skin, my race, okay, not necessarily, but she was one of these people, you're not going to try to be cute or anything like that with her, okay, so if people thought that I was trying to use, what I look like to gain some sort of competitive edge, that's bullshit, okay. Now when I moved back to Bakersfield, I got a job at the farmer's place, okay? And I know that people are going to say, oh, well, then she probably flirted with her. I never flirted with him, ever. As a matter of fact, I started not liking that guy pretty quick, okay? Because I thought that he was sort of rude. So, whatever rumors that you guys create is bullshit. Yes, I do believe that people should take care of themselves. They should. Okay, and personally, I don't think I take care of myself half as much as I should. I should take care of myself more than that. You know what I mean? I see some women who get all kinds of like nice treatments. They go and they get like massages, and they're constantly, there's times I need a pedicure. Okay, I let shit go a lot of times. Okay, even when I was working, I could have continued to get pedicures, but I didn't. You know what I mean? So I do the best I can, but I mean, I'm not half as, as some women. So I resent when people assume that, or they're going to assume that I'm going to have a relationship on the job. I want to make this very clear about relationships. And people say, well, you can never, really be sure. When you are gang stalked, okay, one of the things that they want to do is they want to infiltrate your life, okay? Your perps want to be as close to you as they possibly can be. And so oftentimes they will send honeypots or something along those lines. What a honeypot is, or a honeypot, what else word they call it? Honey trap, what do you want to call it? Is a person who is a part of this entourage, okay? And they may even be pretending to be your lover or whatever, but they're really not, okay? But that's not my main issue. The thing is that, you know what? Marriage just isn't for me. It just isn't. Okay, and I understand that it is, and I've talked about this before. Okay, and I'm not saying that I don't want to ever. I prefer. I'm happy without a relationship. I don't need one. Okay. And I don't really see anyone, I don't know anybody that I'm, interested in to have a relationship with. Okay. Because right now, for the longest time, it's been go to work, come home, and I'm not looking either. Because there's plenty of websites, I've seen all kinds of dating websites that flash across my screen, but I'm not doing anything like that. So I'm not interested in dating anyone. I'm not. Okay. And I don't want to do anything like that at work. Why? I'll tell you why. Because that ruins your reputation. It will ruin your reputation if you mess around at work. So I would never do that. Okay. I won't. Like I said, even though I'm not doing the kind of work that I originally started off to do, I'm not going to jeopardize my ability to take care of myself. That will never happen. Okay. Now, when it comes to, dating men, okay, first of all, I live in a predominantly white area. Okay. And I'm not saying that I would never, I'm open to dating my own race if I was interested in dating. Okay. But I won't date another white person again. I won't do it. I won't. Now, when I've heard that, or felt or thought that Stephen Lyles was involved, I kept thinking, well, I'll give him a chance. But I will not date another white person again. I won't do it. Okay. So you can just scratch that off the list. All right. You can scratch that off the list if you think that I'm going to do something like that. Work and me you don't mix love and work together. And I'm firm on that. I have my beliefs and my ideas. Okay. And this is what I stand firm on. I rarely change my idea on anything. And I don't believe work and love mix. They don't mix. They shouldn't mix. Okay. And so the only thing I care about is getting back on my feet, whether that be with a full-time job or 2 part-time jobs. And so, I can't make things go any faster. You know what I mean? But I don't want to waste my time on dumb job interviews or, come down here so I can see what you're wearing. What I'm going to be wearing is my regular stuff. Unless, of course, if I'm doing something that's not this particular place was like a, what do you call it? Like a check cashing type place. To me, it's like, well, that's an office attire type thing. Okay. Let's just say, for example, I'm just doing cashiering work for like maybe I might wear a jacket. I might wear jeans, depending on what it is. But I'm always going to be dressed appropriately. Okay. And so, and I would also like to say that, some people want to give advice to me. And I'm not trying to be mean or anything like this, but advice of white people doesn't have any validity in my world. And it's not being racist. I will tell you why. Because white women don't have the same issues as black women. So for a white woman to advise me on anything is incorrect. Because our worlds are completely different. Sure, we have certain things in common. Okay. We go back, we eat, we drink, we go to the bathroom. Okay. We care about our kids, hopefully. We do certain things, we groom, hopefully. You do. These sort of everyday functions, okay? But how to, on career issues, no. I will not take advice from a white person. Why? Because how they enter the workforce and how black people enter the workforce are 2 different things. So their words don't have any sort of bearing in my world. I mean, it's not being offensive, it's just reality. It's reality, okay? Black women deal with our hair issues all the time. All the time. Okay? If it's not, wearing the wig, then it's like you're bitching about your regular hair or whatever. I have to do what I have to do. Okay? So I don't really need to be scrutinized, especially when I see other black women who are wearing braids, who wear braids. I go to some of these retail places and I see black women who are wearing their braids. Some of these women are wearing their naturals, they're wearing wigs, they're doing all kinds of stuff. So I don't want to be like, well, she can't do this. I don't want it anymore. Okay? I'm just a regular applicant like all the other people, and I should be shuffled through just like everyone else. And so, like I said, I have never thought to use, any sort of flirtation to advance myself. I've had a lot of female bosses in the past. Okay. They weren't lesbians. They weren't bisexual. They weren't interested in me in any way. It was a completely functional working relationship. That was it. Okay, so if somebody ever wants to assume, and I think some people think, well, you don't have a bachelor's degree, so how else did you get by? Well, obviously there were some people who were arranging my jobs, okay, but I worked and I busted my ass, okay, and that's pretty much what it was. So it's unfortunate that people would even think that about me, and the very thing that I'm talking about, all these videos that I've been making, talking about laws and stuff like that. If you are questioning my ability to do a good job, okay, after all of that, then I think there's just some sort of silly discrimination, and I can't change who I am, okay? I'm a black woman. Woo! The sun is just really too. I'm a black woman, and we have different issues. You know what I mean? And all I can do is say, you know what, and a lot of times, I remember reading about a white man who basically felt that he felt more comfortable with his black doctor than anyone else in the world. And the reason why he said this is because he knew that if you were in this position, you had to work 10 times as hard as a white person in order to stay where you're at. Okay? And this is true. I'm going to tell you, I have to work 10 times as hard to get any sort of recognition or any sort of anything. That's the truth. Okay? So when a white person says this, they know it's true. They know it's true. So I don't need little circus games or, bullshit going on behind the scenes, okay? I have to be taken seriously for what I'm doing. I don't need, the bullshit gossip, whatever. I don't need all that. You know what I mean? Everybody can see. Because, I know that there's holes in their investigations, okay? Because if they really had it, like, tight, like they really knew what they were talking about, they wouldn't have all these misconceptions. Okay, because I know in my other videos I've talked about I got divorced, but somehow or another I was still associated with the Graham family. How? You know what I mean? I'm not associated with any of them, nor do I want to. Okay, I don't have anything to do with any of these people. But yet they still, insist that I have something to do with it. Maybe it's because she was eating apples to death because she wants to look nice for so-and-so. I don't see so-and-so. I don't see anybody. You know what I mean? And no, I don't. I don't eat junk food. I really don't. You know what I mean? Every once in a while I'll eat it, but I don't eat junk food. I just don't. I prefer it not even come in my house or even be near me. Of course, it has been near me recently. Like when I was working over at the Valley Manufactured Homes place, they brought in a bunch of donuts, and they were just coincidentally my favorite kind of donuts, right? And I'm like, you know what? I don't know if this is somebody trying to make me like eat this donut, because I know when you are gang stalked, what they want to do is they want to sit here and try to like nitpick your habits. They want to do that, okay? Just like how the girls used to bring in like candy early in the morning and stuff like that, because my sisters are like competitive about this whole weight issue. And the thing is like, I enjoy donuts. Like I would first of all, I'd like to say, for the best donuts in town, the best donuts in town in Bakersfield are Foster's Donuts. That's my personal opinion. Yes, there's Krispy Kreme, there's all these other donuts, right? But Foster's has the best donut ever, hands down. Okay, that glaze with the chocolate frosting is the best. Okay, the best. Okay, and tomorrow's my birthday, and I might go get one. I might go get a donut tomorrow. It's my birthday. I want to congratulate myself, okay, for putting up for this bullshit, and I'm still standing. I'm going to be 49 years old, and I'm still standing after all this bullshit. I'm going to get me a donut, okay? But I'm not going to eat those things every day. I'm just not. Not going to eat them every day, okay? I remember what that was like. I remember the swollen, limbs and all that stuff. And no, I'm not going to do it anymore. I'm not. That doesn't mean I want to be with a man. Ideally, in my little world, if the love was like the way that I wanted it to be, then that would be. But I know that it's not like that. I know it's not like the sugar cubs and all this other shit. It's not like that. So it doesn't interest me. And I know people are like, well, I can't believe it. You're just saying that because I'm telling you the truth. When I'm sitting here in my room, I don't sit here and think, I wish I had someone to hold me and love me. I don't think about that. I think about, I better get my fucking ass back to work. That's what I think about. That's the only thing I think about. You know what I mean? Now, when I was like 16 years old, I was thinking about that stuff all the time. You know what I mean? Oh yeah, love and romance and all this other stuff. And romance is beautiful, but you know what? It has a very short duration. Okay, 6 months to a year, maybe 2 years if you're lucky, and then they kind of the intensity of that romance is not there, and so what are you stuck with? This person. So I'm not, and I know people are like, well, she needs to be with a guy to be supported by him. Here's the thing. I know I'm not going to ever own a home. I'm not going to own a home. Okay, I'm not going to own a home. Those years of me raising my son are gone. They're gone. They came and they went already, and they were very hard because these people made my life a living hell. Okay. So I will probably work, very small little jobs, like what they call menial jobs, whatever, cashiering, maybe I whatever I can do. You know what I mean? And I will be happy to do it. I will go to work every day and I will like it. I like fast-paced stuff. You know what I mean? I remember when I was younger, I worked at Target. That was just like in, out, in, out, in, out, in, out. I loved it. That's why I made this video, in and out, because it was like, I would talk to people, hey, how are you doing? Put their stuff in the bag, exchange their currency, see ya later, and had a great time. And of course, I knew people would come in consistently, and I knew people, and I would, develop a rapport with them, and it was nice. I liked it. I liked cashiering. It was fine. You know what I mean? Is it something that I want to build a career off of? Like, thinking that I can, it's not about that anymore. It's about me paying my bills, about me going to work and doing my job. That's it. You know what I mean? And I get tired of people thinking, okay, I'm not in a relationship. Not in a relationship. And in a situation that I'm in right now, that is the last thing I would be thinking about. Love. Like let's just say, for example, some gorgeous man, okay? Some gorgeous man came knocking on my door. Somebody who I would think, let's see, who can I think of? Somebody who has like beautiful looks, okay? I can't think of anybody right now. But what I mean, not just physically beautiful, but like they do a lot of the really cool stuff and they have all the same interests and whatever. They would go very well with me. It would be hard for me to get into a relationship with anybody. Why? Because in the back of my mind, I'm like, I'm not making any money right now. I'm not keeping my shit together right now. Okay? I wouldn't be interested in dating anybody. I don't even want to deal with people when I'm not working right now. Okay? I'm the crabbiest bitch you'd ever want to know when I'm not working. Okay? And I mean, when I am working, and I don't want to work for jobs where I'm dealing with bullshit and a little chatter and all this shit. I'm sick of that shit. I really am. I'm tired of it. So I'm not interested in that. Okay? I'm not interested in dating white men. So I mean, those things need to be squashed right now. And if I do choose to date someone, then I will go out and I will approach that person. I will say, hey, you know what? You want to come over? I'll make you something to eat or something. That's what I would do. Is it direct? Yeah, it is direct. But you know what? There's no room for ambiguity. There would be no confusion. There would be, it would be very direct. Why? Because it's like, I don't like game playing. I don't like behind the scenes, and I don't like any of that stuff. So if I wanted somebody, I would just go out and get them. Or try to anyway. But I don't care about that. You know what I mean? Because two very, very, very little people have what it takes to be a sincere person. They just don't. They don't have it. You know what I mean? And I don't want to deal with any two-faced people or people who have that dualistic thinking, which most people do. They do have dualistic thinking. And I don't want to mess with that. Okay? The only thing I care about is going back to work. That's all I care about. And no, like I said, I'm not trying to be offensive to white people who want to give me advice. Okay? I will not take advice from white people. Not because I'm being defiant. It's the simple fact that you're not a black person. You don't know what it's like. Okay? So the same things that you do at work are not going to apply to me. Okay? Because I can work my ass off all goddamn day long. I can waste 20 years doing the same kind of work and never get any recognition for it at all. So don't think that you have anything to offer to me, because you don't. And it's not being mean. It's just the truth. Okay. And so I'm not really picky about, because, when I was doing accounting, I would prefer to do, certain industries if I had the choice. You know what I mean? But retail, or what do you call it? Cash management, what they call it. When I mean management, that's not manager jobs. It's just like, you're working with cash. You're, maybe being a teller. You're doing retail. You're doing whatever, exchanging. That's it. Whatever it is, I that's not anything really. It's just, to me, it's a basic job, the very basic job, and that's really what I can do. That's all I can do. I don't have any other skills. And yeah, I do have talents, but they're nothing that's, what do you call it, lucrative. I don't have any lucrative talents. You know what I mean? Unless, of course, there was a market for that. And I will tell you that because gang stalking, see, I really do believe in a certain way of managing people. I do believe in it. Okay. And it's something that I personally think should have been marketed, like maybe to like a Fred Pryor type company or whatever, on telling people the proper way of managing people. I really do. I believe that. Okay. But we would have to live in a society that truly upheld laws and had a respect for that. And it would not benefit. It's a great idea. It's a beautiful idea and a great concept, because it would save a lot of people's jobs. More importantly, their life. Okay. If people follow these guidelines, okay, and treated people the way they should be treated in the workplace across the board, that would be of great benefit to everyone. Okay. But we know that certain people are always going to take advantage of certain things. Gang stalking is in place for a reason. Human trafficking is in place for a reason. Okay? Because it benefits people who don't necessarily have the talent to be where they are. Okay? And so not people are going to willingly just sit here and want to be fair about stuff like that. They're not going to do that. So I understand that. So scratch that idea. So now I have to sit here and figure out certain things. And I don't need the drama. The drama has caused me problems. Okay? They've caused me more problems that I didn't even deserve. Like I said, I was here in this town by myself, and all this shit came into town. Without my knowledge, without me inviting it. And then, I had to deal with Joel's family and all this other stuff, which I've been divorced for over a year now. Year and 3 months, as a matter of fact. Year and 3 months or so. So I don't, and I'm not dating anyone. I'm at home. And when I was working, I was going to work and coming home. And maybe going to the grocery store or the 99-cent store or whatever, but then I was home. Okay? And I know some people think I have a very boring life, but I'm this kind of person who believes in having their stuff together before they even think about something like that. And really, my life right now is about living just the rest of my life. Because, I don't know how many years I have left. And somebody who got put out of their line of work at my age, that's a very serious issue. That is a very serious issue. Okay? So I have to think about what's going to happen to me. Okay? And I'm hoping that, when it's my time to go, and that's what I'm thinking. Okay, well, I'm going to work for as long as I can until I die. It's that simple. Okay? No, I don't want to be in a relationship. Okay? I don't. I have a lot of issues. I have a lot of hang-ups about relationships, marriage, and all that stuff. And I'm happier and better off by myself. Even though and I don't really have a bunch, but I will tell you, what I do have, I'm content with. I don't need a bunch of stuff. Okay? I have a bed. I got a couch. It's not the greatest, but I have a couch. I have, I have enough. I have enough. I don't have as much as other people have. Some people have like 2 computers. They got this gadget, they got that gadget. I don't really use gadgets, okay? And when I do use the gadgets, I notice that I'm doing the same thing on all my gadgets. Like, I go to the same websites and whatever. It's like, so I don't really care about those things. You know what I mean? I have enough. I don't need much more. Really. And like all the technology that's out right now, I mean, I'm not on top of that. I am to a certain degree, okay? Like I know certain things that I need to do. I stay up on those kind of programs or whatever, but I don't even know if I'll be doing that. I don't know. I don't think I'll be doing that anymore. Okay, so I don't need anything. I don't need a big house. I don't need, my son's raised. I don't need a big house. I just need enough to pay my bills and live off of. That's it. Until I die. And I'm realistic about that. I don't need to be somebody's Mrs. I don't need to be Maria Cherie Mrs. something. I don't. I don't have, it just doesn't seem important to me. And I know that might make people angry, but you know what? People need to understand your background. Like I said, you come from an abusive family. You don't really have a lot of backup or anything like that. Why am I going to put myself in that situation? That's a very vulnerable position to be in. Leaves this person wide open for abuse type thing. You know what I mean? So, no. It's not going to happen. So anyway, I don't need any more drama surrounding me. I don't need people talking and whatever. And I'm not trying to be offensive or anything like that, but when it comes to like Joel's family, you probably have your opinions, but your opinions are based on things that might be relating to a competition that I don't really want to be in. I don't want to be in a competition. Like I said, I don't. That whole thing with the mom and what all that stuff, that's so weird. You know what I mean? That's weird to me. It's very weird to me. And it's something that, I don't have any interest in. So have at it, But for me, it's just, I just want to go on with the rest of my life. And I probably will live a very quiet, peaceful life. Meaning I just want to go to work and come home. What I do on the weekends, I don't know. Go to the park, do light shopping, go to yard sales, the same stuff. This is what I do. This is the sort of stuff that I do. You know what I mean? And that's it. And I'll probably have to rely even more on yard sales, because I'm not going to be making that much money. But that's how life is sometimes, But I want my life to be more and more focused on spirituality, because that's where I am at. That's what my life's about. And the older I get, the more I'm like, this spirituality is my thing. It is. It is. The deep contemplation, the thinking, understanding, questioning life in general. Those things are important to me. That's that's what I live for. It's what I live for. Trying to figure out, the answers to certain life's, questions. Do I have all the answers? No. But I would say this is my life. This is the way I live my life. This is who I am. And that's all I really care about. People don't have, people will never have. I mean, I'm friendly to people. You know what I mean? Under the right conditions. I like to tell a joke or two. I like being friendly. But people are never going to have this sort of significance in my life. Not compared to what goes on in my life on a spiritual level. They're just not. And some people perceive that as being boring. To me, that is every damn thing in the world. And that is the only thing I care about. So I'm going to wrap up this video. I hope you all have a wonderful day. I'll be back with another video later. Take care. Bye-bye.